Welcome to the CAAG educational video series, presented by Stuart Oberman of Oberman Law Firm. Oberman Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the Conditioned Air Association of Georgia. Our goal through this educational series is to highlight issues that matter most to your business, so you can stay ahead of risk and liability exposure. And now, here's your host, Stuart Oberman.
And welcome, CAAG members. Stuart Oberman here, your host, Oberman Law Firm. Let's jump right into our topic here today. I want to talk about a couple of things that are really critical for the industry: harassment, discrimination, and retaliatory claims. Also, workers' comp claims and injury exposure, and then negligent hiring. This is a wide range of topics, so we're going to cover a lot of ground today. So let's face it, the HVAC and construction industry is primarily male dominated, which has a interesting environment, right? So with that, in this industry, you've got employment practice exposure. So what happens, right? Harassment is key. You've got isolated incidents, you got comments, text messages, inconsistent discipline. So look, in today's world with harassment issues, comments are dead. No more text messaging that are improper. Some of the most common claims that we see on the employment law side on harassment is sexual harassment, age discrimination, disability accommodations, pregnancy discrimination, retaliatory claims for when employers receive a complaint by an employee and they retaliate, fire, discharge. That you cannot do under any circumstances under EEOC and federal whistleblower statutes. You just can't do those things anymore. And we see a lot of allegations regarding hostile work environments. So again, what are we looking at? Sexual harassment, age discrimination, disability discrimination, pregnancy discrimination, retaliatory claims for wrongful discharge, demotions, employees complaining, hostile work environments. So with all those, what are we looking at? EEOC investigations. You do not want the EEOC investigating a claim regarding any of the allegations we just spoke about. You're talking about emotional distress, potentially lawsuits, punitive damages, attorney's fees, harmful reputation online. These are the things this is what happens when you have unstructured guidelines regarding harassment, whether it's sexual or non-harassment. It doesn't matter anymore in today's world. So what are the risk reductions, right? So we have all these claims, we have harassment, we know it happens. Every employer, every business should have an anti-harassment policy in writing. Every employee needs to sign it. Annual employee training. You cannot leave it up to your employees to determine what they think is right. It has to be in writing, has to be in your employee manual, and that's non-negotiable in today's world. So do you have a compliance standpoint to report procedures, wrongful matters? Do you have a complaint process? What is your process? Do you have consistent disciplinary matters, right? Are you just one-offing, or is it a collective of you see problems, you address it immediately? These are huge. You can't have selective enforcement. And from a management standpoint, your management must be accountable, right? Non-negotiable. It's got to be in writing. They need to know what the expectations are. So the bottom line is, for these, you have to have strong HR policies that outline specific things, right? Sexual harassment, age discrimination, disability discrimination, pregnancy discrimination, retaliatory claims, hostile work environment allegations. Those have to be in writing in an employee manual. Regular training. The days are gone when you just say, well, I trained our employees 10 years ago. These should be essentially a quarterly training process. I will tell you from a legal standpoint, prompt handling of these claims, these matters, will provide a safer workplace and significantly reduce your liability as far as lawsuits and EOC investigations. So now I want to jump into a little bit of liability exposure, workers' comp, right? So all of our employers should have training regarding lifting, bending. These are the most common workers' comp areas that we see in construction. Repetitive movement, defined workspaces, right? Which are very, very common in HVAC. I mean, you guys are working in small areas. And what happens is you've got mishandling issues, you've got severity litigation issues, premium issues, all related to workers' comp. And what do we see on our side, from the legal side? What are the most common injuries? Obviously, back injuries, shoulder injuries, knee injuries, right? Heat-related illness, repetitive stress injuries, slip and fall accidents. These are things that you should be looking at on a regular basis under an audit of your workers' comp and also your OSHA requirements, right? So what do you need to do to prevent these? Risk reduction strategies, very, very simple. Immediate incident reporting. How are you reporting these incidents? Do you have a process? Who's accountable? Do you have return to work programs for workers' comp? Do you have modified duty assignments? Are you investigating the injury protocols? What happened? How is it documented? And how do you prevent it? And do you also have, this is great, this is well received, safety incentive programs, right? They love safety incentives. Proactive prevention, that's the key. It's proactive prevention. Rapid reporting, have a process for this. Have built-in strong return program for work returns. These are all things that will reduce liability, reduce workers' comp exposure, build morale, and also implement efficiencies. So I want to take a look at some of the areas that we see also on the employee misconduct issues, right? You guys have employees entering homes, schools, medical facilities, commercial properties. All these involve theft claims, violence claims, fraud claims, misconduct claims. These all go to negligent hiring and employee misconduct. First, I'm going to say right now, every employee that you have, you need to do a background check before that employee is hired. And I'll tell you right now, it's a strong recommendation to have a background check now on all your employees. And you got to update those and regularly check those. Are you even checking driver's licenses? I know that sounds really, really silly, but are you checking driver's licenses? So what's the risk, right? When you talk about negligent hiring bad employees, employee misconduct, you're talking about theft, property damage, assault allegations, right? Assault allegations on job sites, in homes, fraudulent activity, stealing, theft. You have consumer misconduct complaints. How are you dealing with that? Do you have a process? Are you teaching your employees what to do and what not to do? And yes, you have to teach your employees this because honestly, they don't know or they forget on a regular basis. So I will say this on any hiring process. One, criminal background checks, mandatory. Drug testing, not only background checks, but you have a drug testing policy in place now. Reference verification. Statistically, 70% of all applications are fraudulent. So what do you think that does for a reference standpoint? Are you verifying it? Do you have written protocols for these hiring processes? Are you monitoring your employees ongoing? Right? You can't just say, well, I do it once a year. You need to monitor your employees day in, day out. Review, amplify, speed up the process for background checks. If something's not right, you get a good feeling or bad feeling, you're probably correct. Bottom line, screening. Screening, screening, screening. It's not optional in today's world. Negligent hiring claims could very well subject you to massive, massive damages from your customers and also damages your reputation. That's a lot of things compact into one. But again, the goal is really top of mind issues. Take these back to your office. How are you implementing these processes? Do you even have a process? And hopefully this will make you think about some things you need to do to avoid workers' comp claims, liability, background checks. All those take time and expense. And hopefully you found this particular podcast with good information. Thanks a lot. Have a fantastic day.